Welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Skills Quotient podcast. Today I'm super excited to welcome Dr. Felicia Pham, who will introduce herself shortly. I've had the pleasure of meeting Felicia less than a year now. Less than 1 year, right? Yeah, okay. Less than 1 year. Although now we've met a lot of times and we've had lots of lunches. So I'm very excited to talk a little bit more about the role of language learning and the role of higher education in the future and in a world with AI. So yeah, warm welcome to you, Felicia.
Thank you, Cedric, for the very warm and welcoming invitation. And I'm very glad to be here to talk more about the role of AI in language and how we can improve our language skills. So a little bit introduction about myself. My name is Dr. Felicia Pham, or you can call me as my legal Vietnamese name is Dr. Phạm Minh Phương. Actually, if you are calling myself as Dr. Phạm Minh Phương, maybe my international friend will never know who I am because my international friend are kind of knowing me about my Felicia name. So yeah, I'm kind of more preferable to be called by Dr. Felicia.
Dr. Felicia. All right, note everybody, Dr. Felicia, very important. So yeah, I think, like you mentioned, I think it would be great if you can give us a little bit more of your background, a little bit more about your history. When we had our lunches, you have a very long and very interesting history that you shared with me. So I think for our viewers and listeners today, I think they'd love to hear a little bit more about your background and how, learning has impacted your life as well.
Okay, humbly speaking, I am currently the managing partner and also the founding shareholder of Sunwah English Education. And this is an educational segment belong to the Sunwah Group in Vietnam. And you all know about Sunwah, right? In here, Sunwah has been conveying many of the projects, especially for real estate with Sunwah Tower and Sunwah Pearl and also Saigon Pearl.
Which we are in right now.
Yes.
So thank you actually also to Sunwah Group for
Very good
allowing
view,
us
right?
to enjoy this lovely view. And actually we are in the Sunwah Innovation Center. So thank you Sunwah Group for that. Sorry, please continue.
So, and also I am the Oxford University alumni, and especially I am privileged and honored to be promoted as the OBA. It's like Oxford Business Alumni, regional ambassador of Oxford University in Vietnam. And also I'm following the pathway to get the doctorate degree at the Swiss School of Business and Management. Also, I'm teaching the MBA right now for the student, and also I am currently the vice chairwoman of the Vietnamese Trade and Investment Promotion Club.
That's quite the CV, right? So it seems in your life you've placed a big emphasis on learning and education and getting degrees, and I'm curious, why is that? Where does that come from?
Well, I can see it's traditional background from my family.
Okay.
My father, he's a professor.
Okay.
He has been teaching for around 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah, 40 years, 40 years at the Hanoi Civil of Engineering. It is one of the top 2 most prestigious university for teaching engineering. And the current headmaster actually is my student. It's my father's student.
Okay.
So, as well as he's teaching me about the classical English, he read me about the Shakespeare since I was 4, and also taught me about the art of war at the age of 4.
Sun Tzu.
So I think it's like to become a professor and to follow a pathway to become a lecturer or a kind of academic educational background like my father. It is a family tradition.
I see. So if we kind of summarize that, what you're telling us is that your family has a rich history in academia and learning, really, and that's what inspired you and what motivated you to also do the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. And you mentioned today that you are also a Oxford representative and ambassador.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, I can see actually at the first beginning of the time, I would like to suggest the school to open a chapter, an officer chapter in Vietnam. So we are as an Oxford, we organize by chapter. So each chapter represents for one country or represents for one city. And each of the city, they will have a kind of free nominate person to become like a president, vice president, and also for the secretary.
So it's like a society.
Yeah, we call like society. We don't call like secret society, but
Sure,
it's actually
sure.
a society.
Sure.
So I suggest and I make a suggestion to the school to allow us to organize a chapter. And the exact reply from the school is like, the total alumni from Vietnam has not reached 20 yet.
Oh wow, okay.
So
it's a very small group. Okay.
The minimum requirement for the university to allow to create a chapter is 50 alumni.
50.
And now the school tell me like, you are not even reaching 20. How we can create a chapter? So they make a kind of suggestion. How about I appoint you as a regional ambassador? And then you try to do more activities in Vietnam, try to have a kind of advertising about Oxford program to recruit more about the student. And then when the alumni is increasing until it reaches 50,
then you can make a society.
Yes.
Okay. So really, they brainwashed you in some way. No, I'm kidding. Brainwashing maybe is not the right word, but they convinced you to basically create a society. You needed to recruit more students and push more students to go to Oxford.
Well, I didn't say it's brainwash, but it is just their rule. Like Oxford, the way of operation inside Oxford is like a parliament.
Sure.
It's like a parliament. So there are 38 colleges belong to Oxford.
Sure.
And our degree will be the logo of that college and the logo of University of Oxford.
I see.
So the headmaster of Oxford University to contain all of the 48 colleges named the chancellor.
Sure.
And also the one who are the head of each college, we call the dean.
Yes.
So it means like the 38 colleges, the dean will be the first member of the Oxford Council.
I see.
And we still have like Oxford University Press, Oxford Innovation Center, and each of them are like second or affiliated, related to Oxford.
And related to that, actually, I think many folks know that historically there is a strong rivalry between Oxford and Cambridge, right? And I'm curious, why did you choose Oxford over Cambridge? How did that happen?
Oh, I can see like it is a very interesting question. Yes, it is a kind of positive competition between Oxford and Cambridge.
Sure.
Yesterday, I also attended to an event and a private party organized by H.E. William Lawrenson, the Deputy General Consulate of UK in Ho Chi Minh City. He's actually Cambridge alumni. And he's creating a kind of party for Oxford and Cambridge alumni to join. So we still laughing at each other and we are kind of smiling like we are kind of rival for 1,000 years.
It's true.
So I have to say like both of the university are very prestigious and they welcome so many of the royal family members to attend. True. So every kind of recruitment students, they are trying to recruit students from the royal family and they are competing with each other.
True.
We have so many of the sport for competing like polo, kayaking.
Rowing also.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So it is a kind of rolling the ball to make something more interesting at the town.
True.
And I think like activities are quite interesting. And it is also a chance for everybody to follow the lead, to choose the team they would like to support, and they feel so enthusiasm. Sometimes they feel like win or lose have a reason. So that is the reasons of kind of competition between two universities, but it is supporting competition.
It's healthy competition.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then I guess because we're talking about Oxford, I guess what I want to know as well is. So now you are a regional ambassador, and now you've taken your partnership with Oxford even further, right? So now so I guess we'll segment into the language learning aspect now.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how did it come about but now you are representing the Oxford Test of English for the Vietnamese market. How did that whole experience happen?
So actually, at your previous question, you asked me why I chose Oxford, right? So I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter.
Okay.
And like Harry Potter film at Oxford.
Oh, okay. No, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
Okay.
And since my age as 15, I was dreaming about being an Oxford University student.
Okay.
And it takes me around 10 years. 12 years, sure. for the exact number. 12 years to be confident enough to make application to Oxford University. Yeah, so actually I was a fan of Harry Potter.
Okay.
And I think like the costume, the tradition, the environment in Oxford, each of the college is actually a castle.
Yeah, sure.
So I would like to live in a castle. So that is the reason why
as we know,
I choose Oxford.
Okay. Well, there you guys have it. So Harry Potter can influence your life. It's true. I'm a big Harry Potter fan as well. Although it didn't work out. I went to the US. So anyways, that's different. Okay. So your dream was to go study at Oxford. You loved Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Then you ended up studying there, and then you ended up being an ambassador, representative.
Yeah.
And then now you're even promoting some of their products and services. So how did that part happen?
So that product is called like OTA, Oxford Testing English. It is a kind of English proficiency assessment test.
Okay.
It's also contains 4 skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. With totally 100% online testing.
I see.
And that test has a kind of adaptive assessment test. So it means like everything can be tracked by AI.
Okay.
When you are doing that test, you feel like at least you can do something.
Sure.
So for example, you did 5 questions.
Yep.
And all of the 5 questions are correct. So at the 6th question, the level of difficulty can be a little bit higher. But when you are doing 5 questions and 4 questions out of 5, you did wrong.
Yeah.
So it means that at the number 6 questions, the level of difficulty can be down a little bit.
I see.
So it means like after you go out of the test room, you still feel like you are doing something.
You accomplished something.
Yes, you accomplished something. And everything is automatically marked by the machine, except for writing and speaking.
That makes sense.
And it's certified by Oxford University, so I think it's a really, really good test.
Okay. And just so that everybody knows, Sunwah English Education will be the main distributor and provider of this test for the Vietnamese market, right?
Yes, we exclusively distribute the OTE in advance. Yes. So I also represent Oxford, so I'm very passionate to support all of the activity and mission and duty from the school. And I can say like Sunwah is a very prestigious international conglomerate in Asia.
True.
We have our own university in mainland China. We also have our free international school from kindergarten to high school in mainland China as well. And it is also a kind of decision when I would like to bridge between Sunwah Group and also with Oxford University.
Fantastic. So really doing the full life cycle. Let's go back a little bit to the Oxford Test of English, because I think for the folks that are listening in today, I think they're maybe not so familiar with the Oxford Test of English. So you did mention, the test all 4 skills. So maybe, in your own words, what is the difference between the Oxford Test of English and IELTS? Give me the elevator pitch, if you will. Okay,
so in short, IELTS coming from Cambridge.
Yes, rivalry. Remember, everybody, Oxford, Cambridge.
And OT is coming from Oxford and is certified by Oxford University.
Yep.
So it means like it's also an interesting story. One day when Oxford they found out, our student who make application to our school use IELTS from Cambridge.
IELTS, yeah.
How was that happen? It's not make sense, right?
Sure.
So that is the reason why they make a decision to create OTE, Oxford Testing English. So it means like when you take OTE, you have more chance, more opportunity to reach out to Oxford.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
So the origin of the story is that Oxford was unhappy or unsatisfied that people who were applying to study at Oxford were using a Cambridge test for their...
I didn't say that. I just say like Oxford is a very good brand name, and they are very proud of their products.
Of course.
And for personally speaking, for myself, I can see like for OTE, it is more like for workplace environment, English using.
Okay.
So it's more like we focusing strictly and very hard for the speaking skills.
I see.
It's a bit hard at the speaking skill.
Which is important though, the speaking part.
When you have a kind of debating part and you also have summarizing part.
Sure.
So debating, is a kind of tradition in Oxford.
Yes.
And so through their test, you still have debating.
Okay.
For writing, I can see like it's easy.
Okay.
With just 2 tasks. One task is writing a letter, and another writing a kind of discussion topic. For listening and reading, we have just like 40 minutes for each skill.
Okay.
So it's pretty short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Felicia, we talked a little bit about your background. We talked a bit about why you went to Oxford. Now I want to kind of re-explore one more time the OTE again. So can you tell us a little bit more about the history of how that happened, the advantages, the benefits? What is OTE?
So OTE represents for Oxford Testing English. It is the English Proficiency Test Assessment certified by the Oxford University. And I guess that Oxford University is a very prestigious brand name, right? And one day also found out like many of the applications from their students have to use IELTS to make application to get into Oxford. So this is also the reason why they think that now is the time to issue their own products with the Oxford brand name. And I can see like OTE contains so many of the advantages. Firstly, it's 100% online testing. So you can do everything online. You can choose the day flexibly due to your schedule. You also can reschedule online as well. That's so great. It's a very, very kind of flexibility. And also we have a kind of adaptive test. So everything we use our AI to design the test to fit with your own level. So for example, when you are sitting at the testing room, you are doing 5 questions and all of the total 5 questions are correct.
Yep.
So at the number 6 questions, the level of difficulty can be higher a bit.
So adaptive.
Yeah, it's adaptive.
Yep.
So on the opposite side, when you are doing 5 of the questions and 4 out of 5 are wrong.
Yes.
So it means that at the number 6 question, the level of difficulty can be lower a bit.
I see.
So by the end of the day, after you get out of the testing room, you still feel like, okay, I can do something.
And it tells you your real level, right? Like it adapts to your real level, which I think is important.
I can see like so many of the students when they are first taking the English assessment test, and after they are out of the testing room, their face can be like whiter than white.
True.
So they are scaring, they feel like they are struggling. And yes, it is struggling test, I have to admit. But for the adaptive test and monitoring by our AI system, at least after you get out of the testing room, you still feel like, okay, I can do something.
Yeah, okay.
And it makes you more confident about yourself. And also we have listening and reading only 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
30
minutes,
yes.
Okay.
So it's quick.
Got it.
I can see like just only speaking is challenging.
I see.
Like the tradition of Oxford is debating. We have a debating club.
Yes.
And we call like Oxford Union. And I can see like 100% of the Prime Minister of UK, especially the Prime Minister at the Conservative Party, are a member of Oxford Union.
Oh.
So we have a long time tradition for debating.
I see.
So and when you see at OTE and at the speaking skill, you also have debating part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can see like that OTE test has been specialized at the function to make you to communicate and especially very suitable with workplace environment. So it means that you have to use English for communication.
I see. So what you're saying is it's more applicable.
Yes.
Like it is actually useful.
Yes.
I
I
see.
can see it like that. Yes.
Okay. That's very useful. And I think that's a good segue into my next question, which is, recently I was looking at an article actually related to China, not so much Vietnam actually in this case. And the article was saying that the Chinese market these days actually focuses, well, in the beginning they cared a lot about learning English. These days, a bit less so, because actually they realize that the Chinese market, because it's so big, they can be independent and just use Mandarin or any of their own languages. Do you think that in the future, that's something Vietnam is going to go towards? Or do you think the opposite, that English is going to become more important in Vietnam?
Well, I can see like right now, English has still the secondary language in Vietnam. And I can see so many of my students, after they get IELTS around 7.5 or 7.0 in general, they also have to learn Mandarin or Cantonese.
I see.
Even myself, I also think about the idea of learning Cantonese or Mandarin for my work.
Sure.
So I can see like Chinese has been our close partner and supporting Vietnam for many years. So it is a good idea to learn Chinese, Mandarin, or Cantonese. I think it's a good idea when you learn another foreign language.
Yes, in general, I think
to
learning
your
any
skills.
foreign language, I think, is a good thing.
But I still maintain the kind of the opinion that whatever language you learn, you have to be the best at that language.
Okay.
So it means like for myself, when I would like to follow any kind of professional career path, I think better is not enough.
Okay.
You know, like better. So it means like you are just better than the average.
Sure.
And I feel like there's no reason when you make investment, your time, your money for one skill or one career path, and you cannot be the best.
Okay.
So for myself, when I make investment for anything, I would like to perfect that kind of investment. So for example, when I learn English at the very small age, after I learn grammar, I learn how to make a communication, and that how to level up the communication up to the upper business level, and then learn about classical English. It is very different between normal communication and classical English, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
When you would like to prize and give a compliment for a beauty of a lady, right?
Sure.
Normally you will say like, you are so beautiful.
Sure.
Or you are the queen of the night.
Yes.
That is. But for classical English, it can be something like, your beauty is a harmony of elegance through the slender of finger and the graver our charisma. So it's different, totally different, right?
Sure.
It sounds like more elegance. So I mean exactly like that. When you are just better, so it means like you can be replaced by AI.
Okay.
And you will have so many of the competitor compete directly with the same position at work with you.
True.
Or in the near future, you can be replaced by AI.
True.
I can see like the translation function of AI can be quite good.
It's true.
So it means like if you just know a basic grammar and basic communication by English, it's not enough.
Okay.
So when you learn one language, just make sure you are one of the best of that area. So the same with Chinese and English. I think like I am perfect with my English. So if I would like to make investment to learn Mandarin, I also would like to study and also to talk like Mandarin.
I see.
Yes.
So your, if I can take your takeaways, is that you think, regardless of what languages you learn, it is useful to learn a language.
Yes.
It changes the way that you think, the way that you view the world, and you think that basically, if you're going to apply to learn a skill, because learning a language is a skill, you're saying that you should invest effort and time to be good at it, and to be not just average or slightly above average, but to be actually very good at something.
So it means that if you would like to learn like 2 different languages, just make sure your first foreign language is the best. And maybe the second thing, and after you are the best at one language, you can move into another kind of language. Okay. Because it will be so confusing when you have to talk by so many languages.
True.
I can see like when we switch our brain into speaking different type of languages, we change to adopt with their culture. So if we are not too professionalism, about that kind of bad language. So it will create a kind of barrier for us.
Okay.
So for myself, if I'm not sure like my English can be quite good, I will not move into another language.
Okay. And then to come back to my original question, which is, so from what I'm hearing, you're saying English is still going to be important.
Yes.
Or learning a language for Vietnamese people and young Vietnamese people is still going to be important. But do you think English is going to be the main language? Not the main language, sorry. But do you think English, in terms of the second language, is going to be the most important in Vietnam, or another language?
Well, I can say it's like compared to the popularity, many of the countries in the world right now still speak English, and English has been considered as international and official diplomacy language. So it is good when you would like to expand the opportunity internationally for the official language, diplomacy language. And I can see like for many of the students, they would like to study like Japanese, Korean, Chinese. Some of the students study Arabic. Due to their job.
Of course.
So I can see like it is not the matter of which language can be dominant, but the matter will be like what kind of language is suitable for your job. It's suitable for your dream, and it's suitable for your enthusiasm. For myself, I learned English because of my passion for classical English. And I can see like so many of my students, they are very crazy fan of Korean pop.
Yes.
Actually, I was a crazy fan of the K-pop music before. And I know that so many of my students learned Korean just to understand about their idol.
What the music was,
Of the music, yes. Some of my students, they learn Japanese because they have seen some kind of movies. They were so obsessed with the movie. They don't like to read the subtitle, so they learn Japanese. So it really depends on the characteristic of the person, the career path they are following, their dream, their passion, and also their plan for transfer themselves into kind of global citizens. So it is a kind of long-term planning. So it's not just following the trend, or not choosing a kind of language just following what others say.
I see. Because I see though, because I've been in Vietnam now for almost 9 years, the quality of language, of spoken English in Vietnam has gone up a lot since I've been here. When I first came here, there was no Grab actually back in the day. So taxi drivers couldn't speak good English. It was very difficult. But now when I take a Grab, most of them have a pretty decent understanding of basic English. So I've seen a big difference in terms of that over the last 9 years. And I think from what I've been reading, that the Vietnamese government has also been pushing very hard for English to be more widely adopted, even within the Vietnam kind of ecosystem. Do you think, so because you talked about it a little bit as it relates to work, so how important do you think English is in the workplace today if you are a young person in Vietnam?
I think it's very important. It is an utmost skills for making your CV comparable with other CV. For example, as a kind of recruiter, I always looking at the CV with at least IELTS 6.5. So it means like in the international conglomerate like Sunwah Group, we require a very good level of English.
So because this is a requirement at
our
Sunwah.
CEO and our chairman can speak English very well. So it means like if you are not knowing English and you don't even have a knowledge about Mandarin or Cantonese, how you can work with us. So I can see like every of the recruiter and the employer, they require a fluency and professionals communication in English. Sometimes maybe you are not reaching at the level of negotiating about the contract. Because it takes years.
And that's legal and there's a bit more complicated.
But at least you need some kind of proof to certify your level of English. And I can see like with an IELTS 6.5, maybe your speaking is at least 6.5 or even 7. So where your speaking skill is a 6.5 or 7, so you can communicate fluently with your colleagues.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying that for big multinationals and even Vietnam-based companies, English is very important.
Yes.
And then I would agree with you because when I was working at Wall Street English back in the day, we hired a market research firm, and what we instructed the market research firm was to compare the differences in salary of somebody who spoke good English compared to somebody who did not. And typically what we saw, and this was 6 years ago, was that someone who spoke English in Vietnam had 50% higher likelihood of making 50% more income than someone who didn't speak English. So even for career prospects and long-term career path, it seems that this is still a viable and important piece of the skill set to have.
Yeah, I agree. When you are knowing a foreign language, so as an employer, we know that you make investment and investment at your study,
yes,
investment at level up your ability, you to make you more talented.
Okay.
So for the young and professionalism person, and he or she make a very serious investment on learning a foreign language. So it means like that kind of staff can have more commitment to the company.
That's true as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I saw a famous video as well about, and I guess this is a good segue into the future of higher education as well, where this person was saying, a college degree is important, but it's not important only for the things that you learn. It shows that you came to a place for 4 years and that you had the discipline to learn and study and get hopefully decent grades, and that it shows to a future employer that, okay, you can commit to something over a period of time. Whatever it is that you're learning or whatever it is that you're applying for matters less than the discipline and the act of coming to a place, learning, studying, doing something for 4 years. So do you think that this is still true today, in terms of higher education in a world of AI?
Well, I can see like the world, the AI presence has been making a kind of revolutionizing process for the learning, experience, and everything, I have to say. But you can see like we are, as a human being, we make AIs.
Yes.
So it means that we decoding the function of the AIs. And I can see like as a very traditional background of the family as an educational function. For me, you still need to make this very serious investment on your first degree at the university.
Okay.
And then you can attach to many other certifications to upgrade your skill.
Okay.
There are so many courses, right? And AI can help you to track down which course is suitable for you.
Okay. So more personalized learning.
Yes.
Okay.
So it means like it's a combination between your pillar degree. I still very attached to the degree.
Okay.
Because it's a kind of advantages when when you are using your degree to make a kind of competition with others.
Sure.
And sometimes so many of the employers, they just look at the CV and they screen by CV.
Sure.
And I have to say like there's a reason for many of the people would like to study for the top Ivy University or like Oxford or Cambridge. Because actually so many of very big conglomerate, we have a kind of secret link from our university direct to many of the conglomerates.
To get an easier job, to get in, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Or alumni.
And so many of the positions not hiring the people from outside.
True, that's true.
So it is not just a name of a university, it is a pathway to the elite society.
Okay.
And I have to say, to get into that university, you have to make investment for a long time and very serious investment and strategy for making application.
Sure. Also.
So for myself, I still think like it's very important for you to make a completion of a university degree. And then you can study other certifications from various sources.
Okay.
Online, offline, and it depends on you.
Okay.
So it is a very famous story, about the story of dropping off university from Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, sure.
But I would say, like, at the time when they are dropping off, they are still at Harvard.
It's true. And they got into Harvard, or they got
Yes.
into a good university.
So they are at Harvard already. And actually, not just Harvard, the family of Bill Gates is quite rich.
Sure. It
And
helps.
have a lot of connection.
Sure.
So it means like before you following their pathway to drop off degree or something,
You were quite safe before.
you need to question yourself like your university have a kind of ability to support you into a very fire competitive environment, and are you kind of preparing enough
I see.
for your decision?
Okay.
So I can see like the choice of continuing degree or dropping off or choosing certification is purely personal choices.
Okay.
But before making any kind of decision, just make sure you are planning for at least 10 years next.
Okay.
It is not a kind of decision making by emotional. And
Or
it
impulsive.
it needs to be a tactic decision.
So if I can summarize what you're saying is you need to invest into, you still think degrees are important.
Yes.
You think degrees are important because they help to differentiate you.
Yes.
And sometimes they also help you to get a job because of, a company has a long history working with different universities recruiting students. And you think that any investment in education requires a long-term vision of what that learner wants to do with their life.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe, okay, so that's kind of more, I would say, career-oriented. How about in terms of developing the whole person? How do you think going to university helps with that? Like discovering yourself or learning other types of soft skills. How do you think that helps or doesn't help?
Well, we can see like if you make a decision to choose a career path, and I can see many of my students asking me to follow passion or to follow what you did the best. My always advising for them is like to do something you did the best. You do the best.
Okay, so something that uses your skills, your talents.
Maybe it's not kind of skill. Maybe it is the thing you do better
Than everybody
and
else.
so much better than everybody else. This can be the gift that only you can have.
Okay.
So you can see like to look at the scenario as an investor, we always looking at something stable and contain potential in return in the future, right? If you are following a passion which can change every day,
yes,
or it might change due to the circumstances.
True.
So I think like it is a kind of emotional. And when we are making investment based on the emotion, so it contains so much risk.
I see.
And of course, when it contains so much of the risks, we will be regrettable later. But when we are making a kind of decision based on your strength, and you know that you do that things so much better than everyone else, and day by day, times by times, it's trigger the instinct of doing more from your side because you are doing better. You get compliment from environment outside, and it's also triggering your brain to do it more. So time by time, day by day, the thing when you are doing the best become your passion. And at that time, making more serious at your patient and that skill, you're doing the best, and you will be the best. And that is the time you create the value, your own benefits, and nothing can replace you, even human beings or AI.
Okay, I like that. So to summarize that, what you're saying is that it's more important, in your opinion, to do something that ideally you're 10 times better at than anybody else.
Yeah.
And that over time, you're saying that because you're good at it, you will start to enjoy it, and then it will become a passion.
Yes.
Okay, I like that because, often folks who don't work in education or have not, don't know too much about education, they think that education should always be about having fun or pleasure and being happy. But, as somebody who works in the learning and training field, my answer to that is that's not true.
Yeah.
Learning is not always fun. It shouldn't always be fun. Sometimes it's very painful, in fact. And in fact, anytime that you're learning a new skill or a new competency, oftentimes, realistically, we all suck in the beginning. But like you said, we have certain natural talents, natural gifts that come naturally to us, which we have to nurture. But even, if you look at professional athletes or geniuses, they also still put in a lot of hard work.
Yes, I agree. So when we talking about fun, it can be as the process when we are still screaming about what we do the best. So for example, at the age of 4, when my father read Shakespeare, of course I didn't understand anything.
Sure.
So he switched to the other word. And he sounds like I felt tired when listening to the other word. So he focused and he's switching on Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
So that process is fun because he still try to find out what kind of story
would excite you.
Would excite me. So after he found out, like classical English interested me the most. So he used many kind of documents and he create a kind of syllabus, very professional syllabus to teach me.
Okay.
And when he's teaching me, it's a very serious process. So I agree with you. When we can be fun as a screening process to truly figure out what we would like to do.
Sure.
But when we make a decision to follow, we have to make sure we follow till the end.
You have to commit.
You have to commit. You have to commit.
Yes.
And the commitment is the only thing to upgrade your skills. No reason, no excuse. You have to make a commitment.
So, we just talked about the importance of committing when it comes to learning a skill and nurturing our natural talents. So my next question for you, Felicia, is when you had to learn a skill, or what are some advice that you can give to the folks listening here who are either starting their career or in the middle of their careers? What's advice for you to how to learn a skill, new competencies or new skills? You can use it in the context of English, for example. How do you advise young people or even kind of middle managers? What can they do to improve their skill development in general?
So I have received a lot of the questions and also a kind of caring from my students when they found out, like, I don't know about my special skills. They feel like they don't have any special things. They don't have any kind of patience and they don't know what to do. So my advice for them is like, if you cannot find your passion and you cannot find your talent, just focus on learning English.
Okay.
Because you won't be regrettable later.
Okay. Okay.
And,
So for folks' career, you're saying if you are unsure what talents or things like that, if you are kind of a entry-level person or even a middle manager, you think doubling down on learning English is important.
Yes, it's absolutely important.
That will benefit their career.
Because every other company would like to expand opportunity internationally.
Okay.
Of course, even they are at the smaller size, but every other company have no intention to keep their smaller size or SME. They always have an ambition to grow and ambition to develop and progress their company. So hiring and recruiting the staff with an open mindset for the international integration with a very good English ability is a good choice for them.
So you're saying that that's like a safe. If you don't know what to do, that's a safe path.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. But then in terms of learning in general, do you have any hacks or any tips or advice? Like how do you learn a new skill quickly? What's your go-to?
Oh, I can see like there are a lot of tutorial videos on YouTube right now, and sometimes the people might feel like they are overwhelmed with the information, and they try to immerse themselves with knowledge, but it's hard to focus with so many, right?
Yes.
I can see like you can find the kind of documents, syllabus from prestigious publishers like Oxford University Press, like Harvard Business Review.
Okay.
if you would like to learn the skills,
Okay.
so you find the copy from them to learn.
Okay. So you're saying sorry to interrupt you. So you're saying we should look for materials or information about the skill we want to learn from some credible source.
Yes.
Or credible institution.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You can start slow at the beginning of the time to let you take time to observe everything.
Okay.
You don't need to rush at the beginning of the time because there's no need to rush at all. And you can see like tips or hacks. It's just at the level when you are professional on that skill.
Okay.
Even for someone who can create the tips and hacks, they need so many years of learning and so many years of experiencing, and they are quite familiar with that kind of skill. So they figure out a shortcut.
Okay. So you're saying
improve
to
themselves.
know to even understand the hacks and the tips, or to even try to come up with them, you're saying that you already have to actually be good at it to be able to figure out what those tips and okay, that makes sense because there is a saying that you need 10,000 hours to master a skill, but I actually don't 100% agree with that because I'll use an analogy. So I play golf, right? And there's a driving range right behind us. You can hit 10,000 balls if you want to, but it doesn't mean that you're going to hit the ball 10,000 times correctly if nobody gives you feedback and observes how you learn or how you perform. So it goes along with what you were just saying, that I know certain tips and tricks and I can teach now somebody how to play golf, but they cannot teach themselves those tips and tricks because they don't have the foundation. And in order to learn and master a skill, in my view, you need to be able to get intelligent feedback. And I think from what you're telling me with OT is that we're using all of this new technology to kind of act as a coach and to give feedback in an intelligent way. Because if you hit 10,000 balls incorrectly in golf, or you practice English for 10,000 hours incorrectly, you will still not master that skill because you've been learning it in the not correct way. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's true. That is the reason why I suggest to read all of the documents from credible and prestigious publishers. Because when any kind of author would like to publish their research on that publishers, they have prestigious and they have a reputation already.
And
so reputation
usually they're an
means,
expert also, hopefully. They know what they're talking about.
So they also spend long time of researching and have reputation. So reputation means credible. So it's like, that is the reason why with so many of the knowledge videos, and you need to make sure the source is credible.
It's credible, and they give you some, because to go back to my analogy, there are probably millions of videos of how to play golf. But if you are a new novice golfer, you don't know what is good and what is bad advice. So I would agree with you on that topic. Shifting gears a little bit now, as it relates to career, the question I have is basically, if we're learning a skill and we understand that you need to be learning from credible sources, how do you think the impact of different modes of learning have an impact on how you learn? So let me clarify. Some people are more visual learners, as you mentioned books, right? Some people prefer reading. Some people prefer experiencing, and that's how they learn skills. What's your view on that? Do you think there is a difference in the way that people learn a new skill, or do you think it's the same for everybody? What's your take on that?
Well, it's not the same for everybody for sure. It's really based on the core strength point of that person. So many of the people, they have a kind of advantages on reading. So just read a lot can be helpful. So many of my students, they are reading a kind of fiction. Fiction, and that is the way they are learning English. They have a lot of vocabulary. But vocabulary didn't really guarantee them for the very high IELTS score. So I changed a bit for the strategy to train them. So many of the students, they have a kind of keen on listening or speaking. So they focusing on upgrading the speaking and listening skills by reading VOA, listening VOA, listening BBC. They even try to listen to some kind of movie without subtitle. But maybe they are not really keen on reading or writing. So I means like you can choose to study visually, to study alone, or to communicate with someone to partner with you for studying. It's really up to you, and it's really your decision and your choice based on your strong point.
Do you think, though, I'm going to be a bit not really controversial here, but do you think that it also depends on this type of skill that you were learning? So for learning English, you can read books, you can listen, but there are certain skills when you're learning, you have to do them a specific way. For example, I can watch videos of how to play golf, or I can read a book on how to play golf. But playing golf is still a physical activity, and I still need to hold a golf club and so on. So do you think that the type of skill that you are learning also has a different methodology, best methodology for learning that skill?
Well, for myself, I just learn what I definitely know I need to learn. If something I know for sure that I can't learn, I just simply hire someone who is better at that option to do for me.
That's good.
For example, I am purely right brain function person. So everything touching on the right brain I can do. But for something like numbering, accounting, I just simply hire an expert to do that option, and it is more efficiency.
So your point is so even if there are certain skills that we need to learn, what you're saying is that if we are not good at something, we should not focus on our weaknesses. We should focus on our strengths in terms of the skills that we are actually good at.
Actually, my point is, when you know you can't change your instinct, and you know you can't change what God created you, so just ignore it.
So don't do it. It's just like
because
delegate it to somebody.
When you spend more focusing on something you know you can't do, it will create a kind of depression, and it will level down your confidence. And you might doubt about yourself, why I have to let all of the negative energy to affect myself. When God created Earth, so the person can have a very good left side of the brain. They also can navigate the right side. So it means like they can do really good at number and also art, like Leonardo da Vinci. All genius with the left side of the brain, they can control the right side. But on the other side, the people who just only can use the right side, they are really bad at number. And I have to admit that I am not good at number. So even I try, maybe 10 years, my level will never be reaching at the average person. So it means like even I try to do it myself, it is not really correctly.
Interesting.
And I also spend time to doubt about myself, and I still feel like pissed off about what I cannot do. So I just try to maintain my positive energy by letting others do that for me.
Fair enough. No, that makes sense.
So even learning, you need to set out your strategy. For myself, I maximize my strength point, and I admit that. It doesn't mean like I don't use my weak point. Sometimes when you only use your strong point, you cannot reach the win at the negotiation. But sometimes when you attaching your weak point and you admit with your partner or with your kind of business collaboration, maybe they can simplify and then to discuss a solution with you.
And synergy.
Yes. So don't be afraid or don't be feeling shamed about your weakness. You have your weakness. Everyone has their own weakness, so just admit that.
And own it.
Yes. But at the time when you realize you cannot change your weakness, so just find a good partner
to support
collaborate
you,
with you.
To complement you.
Yes.
That makes
Not
sense.
just compliment, to cooperate with you, to support you, and so it's make everything can be so much easier.
I see. And I guess maybe that's a good segue into Jesse and Sunwah. So maybe because that's right, you guys have a good synergistic kind of relationship. So maybe you can share a little bit more? How did that happen?
Wow, I can see like Jesse is a very visionary leader, and I span my huge respect to him. Like I said, I'm just focusing on the right side of the brain.
Okay.
Jesse is a genius for the left side.
Okay.
So it's everything about details, about visionary, about numbers. He is the one who make a decision. So it's mean like I'm as a CEO, I'm making a plan.
Yep.
I make a suggestion, and he's the one to make a decision. And I always know that it is a right decision, so I don't need to check again. I also don't need to ask again, so I just follow.
I see.
For myself, it's just super easy.
I see. Okay, that's cool. And do you think, coming back to the topic of nurturing our skills, learning English in the future, do you think at Sunwah these are also things in Sunwah Group? I mean, these are things that are also taking place right now.
Well, I represent Sunwah English Education. So
Sure.
at that time, we are tighten our relationship with Oxford University. So we have training in English. We also have some kind of offering opportunity for looking for the candidate to join in some kind of executive courses, both online and on campus for very bright and excellent students. We also have our business administration training, and we also try to expand more for the functional training, but we still looking for a long-term plan.
I see. And do you think you will also collaborate, because I know Sunwah English Education and Sunwah Group are related to each other, but I guess my question is, for example, because you talked about the importance of English. So do you think that even for Sunwah Group in Vietnam, you will help them to nurture their English, skills quotient and proficiency as well?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
We always have a discount policy for our staff.
For your own staff. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Cool. So I think this is probably a good place to end. Unless is there something else you want to focus on?
Oh, I can see like it's a very good conversation already.
Yeah, no, I had a great time, and I think maybe just for the folks listening in, can you maybe give us, summarize in one sentence or two sentences, some key takeaways you think that are important for our conversation today? That if there's only one or two things they should remember, those are the things they should remember.
One thing I always remind my students is like, think global, but act local. So it means like your visionary need to be wide and needs to be international. And when you set international standard and you ask yourself like, what is your level right now? How I can come up with an international level? And you can see like very first thing they need to do is to learn English. Okay. That is why I say to the student like, think global, because everything is opening right now. True. There are a lot of opportunity. So you cannot just looking for one country, especially for the intervention of the AI right now. It changed everything. So it means that you have to prepare about your ability, about your visionary, and also about your action with a global visionary. But why I say it like act local? So it means like even you are think big, but if you are just only think and do nothing, so it leads you to nowhere.
It goes back to commitment.
So before we reach out to the commitment level, we think and we have to take the first step. Yes. Whatever your first step can be a failure. Sure. Or it can be a success right away. It doesn't matter. You think big, but if you just think, it is just like you are sleeping and you are dreaming and you do nothing. So it means that when you have a dream, but you are thinking too much and you are scaring and you do nothing. So it means like you keep dreaming. But when you set out the very tiny action, like what is the name of the very first partner in business? I will contact tomorrow. What can I do? What kind of email I will send them? Okay. Just very tiny action will change everything. Because I truly believe that habit trains our instinct. So when we keep our good habit every day, your instinct will be changing. You think big, but you have to act right away.
So what you're saying is that you cannot commit until basically you have to take baby steps
Yes.
along the way.
Yes.
And that is the only way to launch yourself.
Yes.
Because people make big plans, they say they want to do things, but they never launch.
Yes.
Because they're scared to start.
Yes.
And they don't know where to start. So what you're saying is, what you recommend to folks, whether it's learning a skill or whether it's for their career, that just do it. Just start.
Yeah, just start something at some point. Sometimes it's not really like they don't know how to start. They know exactly. But someone, they are too smart to see the end of that start. And they feel like they have a highly possibility of fail. And they just stop that.
I see. Yeah, people often are afraid of failure. But, you know, to use your example, it's true. When I started this company, I'd never been a CEO. I didn't know how to start a company, but little by little, you know, you learn how to make a contract, how to set up a company, how to make a bank account, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, that's a great takeaway.
Yeah, just start at some point and just start something.
Okay.
And during the process of doing, you will learn from that process. If you are never starting anything, you never gain anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Felicia, for having us, for joining us rather on our second episode of the Skills Quotient podcast. We're very excited to have had you, and we're very grateful for your sharings. Hopefully, we'll have you again in the near future. But in the meantime, thank you very much.
Thank you for the very warm and welcoming invitation for podcast.
And then thank you as well to Sunwah Group for allowing us to use this lovely space. And we look very much forward at OOOLAB to continue partnering with Sunwah English Education and Sunwah Group in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.